Hi, today we're with Wade from Billboard Battalion, and Wade was in the audience of one of the talks that I did in Victoria, and he's been with the farming community for over 30 years helping.
I'm third generation dairy farmer from this region, from north central Victoria. We're not dairy farming anymore, but we've been in the agricultural political battle for 40 odd years, since 1985.
Well, we just had a little chat and I said, this is really valuable, Wade. I'd like to do a quick video, hence what we're doing now. So let's just talk about what we were, just recap what we were talking about. I think that's probably the easiest way to go right now.
So we came over here, talked to Bronwyn the other day, came over here as a group of farmers were looking at these products here that Bronwyn's selling, the Earthfood and so on, to push production and that up, and got talking about the actual politics of where things are at. And to keep our farmers in business, and that was what I said to Bronwyn, we need to keep our farmers in business first of all to be able to buy products and grow food. And then it came up about the misinformation and disinformation bill that's going before the federal parliament. Possibly even today, things are being pushed through. So we need to really be working together. The whole community, the whole farming community and the Australian people to fight this bill, because if it gets through, then the likes of what we're seeing here will be outlawed. Anybody speaking out against the government will be outlawed, and we'll see a progressive campaign by World Economic Forum, United Nations and World Health Organisation to wipe out our farmers and food production. So this is deadly serious stuff. So it's very good to talk to Bronwyn today, and she comes from Queensland, so it's a bit different being down here in Vic, but we do a lot of work up in Queensland as well. Billboard Battalion travels all over Australia pretty well. So it's good to see more and more people come together, and we're building our networks, and we have to fight back against these politicians, because they are the problem. They're the biggest threat to farming is politicians and our governments. So.
And a lot of the politicians aren't interested in talking to farmers at all. We see this time and time again, and I know of a story of you being outside of a particular politician's office, and he just basically locked you out.
Yeah, well, we've been there a few times, so this is a National Party member who is in Shepparton, Sam Birrell, locking farmers out of the National Party member's office.
Yeah.
So we've done a number of lives from his office in Shepparton, and we finally got to see him in person at the Elmore Field Days, which were only just last week. So anyway, we've finally got a meeting with Sam, which is what we're about, because he's federal. We're talking about the misinformation bill and also the international health regulations, of which Sam was on a committee voting on international treaties. So this is critically important stuff. People don't know about it, they don't realise, and we've got to get people to get their head in the game about politics, because it's going to...
We're going to lose the lot. You're going to lose the lot. I was just saying to Wade before that a lot of people don't realise that farmers not only have to pay for the water that comes from the sky down into their land and into their dams, but that is part of the water in the sky. That's correct, isn't it?
Well, here in Victoria about 15 years ago, they brought in new legislation that you had to register your dams on your farm, and any rain that fills the dams up, this is rain coming out of the sky, you have to buy that water. So you have to pay for that rain. So, I can remember years ago people saying, oh, well, at least I'll never be able to charge you for the rain that falls out of the sky. Well, guess what?
You get charged for it.
They've worked out how to do it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And that's just one ridiculousn't that's coming into the industry. Farmers are struggling. They are being caught up with product ranges that aren't helping them. They're being caught up in political decisions of people who are just, oh, I'll vote for that, have no idea what it's like. We are boots on the ground, we are grassroots, we know exactly what's going on, and we need to be getting as many people. If you've seen this video, you must share it. Share it and share it. Share the hell out of it, because your kids are the ones who's going to bear the brunt of it. And I'm not talking about something that's really light here. I'm talking about farmers not being able to grow food because there's issues with soil, issues with water, issues, they're being taxed like ridiculous amounts on whatever they're buying. Their seeds are so expensive now, they actually have to take loans, the bank owns the land. It's just a mess out there. We must stand, we must come together, because we're going to lose the lot.
Well, that's a very light way of putting it. That's an understatement. And as we were just talking about before, you know, we're in this fight for our kids and our grandkids, because their futures they're not going to have a future. And the thing is, we need to understand that the politicians and the governments are deliberately attacking our farmers.
Deliberately.
And you know, I've been in this for a long time, and so many people say to me, what's wrong with these politicians? Don't they understand how much damage they're causing? Yes, they do. That's because that's why they're doing it. And the biggest problem we've got is the people who say that are the ones that don't understand that the politicians are doing this deliberately. So, you know, they don't work for us anymore. They work for foreign entities. They work for massive, great big corporations.
With big executive teams on huge income, share profits, that return on investments from the damage that they're causing, whatever that may be.
Absolutely. And, you know, you talk about chemical companies, about seed companies, fertiliser companies, and so on. So they're the ones who have got the money and the power to pressure and lobby our politicians.